What's up, everybody? Destroy here. Welcome back to our cast of the RotWK patch 2.2 version 6. Today we have a 2v2v2 on Amon Amarth to take a look at. So, hopefully it's a good match as always. And as usual, I'm casting on the HD edition of RotWK Alpha. It is not released, but does make things look a little bit nicer. So, we have our first player, SrNahuel? Shit. Nahuel. Something like that. We'll just call him Nahuel, I guess. Sure. And we have his Angmar, of course. And we have his ally, Epsilon, as Isengard. The next team, we have Rise Up as Angmar. And we have his ally, Sven as Men of the West. And last but no means least, we have the last team, MattysMirk as Goblins. And we have Romeo as Men of the West. Alright, so we got Men of the West and Goblins. Force a Men of the West and Angmar, and a Isengard and Angmar. Cool. So there's a few Angmars. Actually, wait, how many Angmars? Just two, right? Yeah. 2 Angmars, 2 Men of the West, an Isengard, and a Goblin. Alright. Looks like Epsilon is going for economy. There you go. Sven beaconing to the cave troll. Of course, there's cave trolls and outposts rather, in between each place. So this kind of acts as a choke point, but also if you clear this, you're going to get an outpost that you can fight over. And the center, of course, has a signal fire, which is very useful. Alright, Nahuel. I apologize if your name is being completely butchered, but hey, whatever. We have Gundabad warriors coming out. He's going down for another Hall of the King's Men. Romeo's going for some Gondor soldiers there. Out of the barracks, he's going for archery as well. And let's see, MattysMirk. He's going for 2 Goblin Caves, Goblin Warriors, and some Spiderlings as a starting thing there. And it looks like we have some Rohan Spearmen set to creep the troll lair in the center. Although MattysMirk is sending some Goblin Warriors to deal with that. Can buff Rohan Spearmen. Defeat Goblin Warriors without a buff? I don't know. Of course, he does want to make sure he gets this gold, though. Doesn't look like they would. They're falling quite rapidly. Who's this player again? Sven. Ah, of course. Sven is going for, of course, Rohan Spearmen as a start. He's going for Gondor Knights, getting more Gondor soldiers there, and Rise Up is going for Rudar Spears. And some more Thornmasters as well. It looks like somebody has managed to creep the troll down here as well. So that could be good for them. We got pikes and crossbows here for Epsilon. It's going to take me a second to figure out who's who. And Nahuel seems to be fighting off some swordsmen from the north. Although he has more than enough X-Swords to deal with that, and his ally has crossbows as well. Although he has more Gondor soldiers in the north of his base that Romeo has sent over. And he's got a couple of Gondor soldiers and archers here in defense. MattysMirk sending his Spiderlings and Goblin Warriors down. Of course, these guys are not going to have much chance against that. Spiderlings are going to tear him a new one. I wouldn't even bother running away because the Spiderlings are just going to catch them. Although he did manage to make half of the battalion over here. MattysMirk went good choice with the Spiderlings, so he can help counter a bit of this cav. Won't directly counter it, but it will definitely help. But it looks like the Men of the West army is going to be successful here. And Sven will be safe, and he can even counterattack if he so desires. His ally Rise Up seems to be doing alright here. Rise Up does have the outpost currently, but it looks like it's going to be taken by Epsilon. Right, Romeo is going to creep this troll lair here, it looks like. Claim the outpost for his own. Definitely wise. Holding the outpost is going to be quite beneficial. So, all players are going to want to hold the outpost for as long as possible. Because really you only have the farm space in your area, and that's about it. And you're sharing it with your allies, so it definitely helps a bit. You can still get plenty of good farms on this map, though. It's actually quite large. Your domain is pretty decent size. You can easily get like 6 furnaces in there, whatever farms that are decent. Epsilon probably doesn't want to push too much with these crossbows. Not without his pikemen, at least in the front. And there we go. Looks like they're going to engage here. Angmar army being debuffed by Creebine. And of course all the axes going into the Orc pikemen, who are set into porcupine formation to make them extra tanky. And they're tanking it nicely while the crossbows do all the damage to the Axors. And that is standard play. Really good play. That's how you want to use your pikemen most of the time. A lot of players would think, oh, I want my pikemen attacking. But really, if your pikemen are sitting there taking all the damage in porcupine formation, your archers are doing all the damage. And you're actually probably going to do a lot better in the long run. And we have alerts out here for Epsilon. Very nice. I think he might be the first person to have a hero. SrNahuel has a lot of Rudar Axthors and some Gundabad Orcs. Doesn't look like he's attacking up quite yet, so he's going to stick with Thralls for now. Romeo's got himself a lot of guys. A mixture, assortment of Gondorian, some Rohan Spearmen to put in there for good measure. See what MattysMirk has got here. He's got Azog, or Azog as he likes to call himself. Got some Goblin Archers, a couple of battalions of Goblin Warriors. And he's continuing getting more Goblin spam. Meanwhile, it looks like Mario Sven is setting up shop here by the outpost. He's got himself a statue and a well, so he's going to hold this down quite nicely, especially against goblins who aren't particularly good. So it's going to take a lot for them to break through that, especially the leadership. And Mario Sven's continue to get more troops out on the field, and he's got cap support as well, so I think he's pretty well off right there. And we got the addition of Berserkers. Very cool. Fortunately for Epsilon, it doesn't look like he has enough stuff here. We do have Waldar out in the field for Rise Up. And of course he is giving the Hillman leadership, which he is completely just going Hillman right now. So he's doing quite well. It's actually quite good to get an army of Hillmen with the Rudar Axthors and the Rudar Spearmen. That leadership, it actually makes quite a big difference, and you generally will have a better time with buffed Rudar Spearmen than you would with even Gundabad Orcs with leadership or something. And plus, you start getting the Brigandage benefit at level 3, which doesn't take too long to get. Or you start getting money for kills, so you basically get Scavenger with your Axthors and your Spearmen, which is quite nice. And you see we have the same thing going here for SrNahuel. Although the Gondorian archers do have a range advantage, of course. Is that Theoden? It is indeed. Ah, glorious HD edition Theoden. I love his horse. Look at that thing. Look at the barding. So sick. Alright. Let's go over here and see what's going on. Got a bit of a battle between the Goblins and Men of the West over here. Kind of looks like the Men of the West are getting the better of it, but kind of doesn't actually. The Goblins seem to be doing better, if I'm not mistaken. There's Spider Riders being brought in bow mode as well. Well, they are in bow mode, but they're not actually helping. There he goes. Maybe he's just waiting for the Rohan Spearman to die so he can charge through. Very nice. Although you do... I don't know if you actually do more trample damage if you have your spear out or not, because it seems like they trample just fine without the spear out. If you know, let me know. Because I don't actually know. Because Lyndon's also can trample quite well. I've always wondered if the spears out actually makes any difference, or is it just for attacking buildings in melee or something? In units in melee. I have no idea. Alright, so we have Black and Human Ruins out in the fields. A nice HD edition look, which I'm a big fan of, personally. I'm really looking forward to what the Thralls are going to look like. I hope they look good, because the Thralls are really a big part of Angmar. So, Hopefully Ryder. Ryder and Matthias nail the thralls. Because that's what you mainly see as Angmars, a lot of thrall masters. So they gotta look good. I've never been a fan of a traditional thrall master, to be honest. The bald guy with a mask. It's just kind of like, It's alright. It's unique, I'll give it that. Oh boy, Lurtz is in trouble. He's also using bow mode and melee. Wormtongue's going invisible. Because that's the thing Wormtongue does. He bitches out and he pieces out. Which is how he lives. What level is he? Level 1. So he'll fall back to the Isengard army awaiting him, which is made entirely of crossbows, it seems. But they're not going to do very well against all the upgraded troops here from Angmar. Looks like we have Dark Rangers as well. Dark Rangers and Exars who are getting buffs. As you see, Angmar is also getting money for kills. So it's definitely helpful for Rise Up, who is going to be benefiting from that quite well. And things are looking kind of bad for Nahuel, or Epsilon rather. Nahuel might need to send some help over there. Let me see what for sorcerers. He is indeed going for sorcerers. Corpse Rain. Oh, good choice. Corpse Rain is always fun. Especially against clumped armies like this. This is just begging for a Corpse Rain. Felwyn Corpse Rain. I think Romeo is going to have a bad day soon. Let's see, we got Amon and Eowyn out. Brother and sister. Those, of course, belong to Romeo, though. Not to the Men of the West player, who they are currently going to attack. I'm going to try and pick up this builder here. Sven is lost his builder. Sneak attack. Ooh, we have a Shelob on the field. Cool. So MattysMirk has gone for Shelob, Gorkill, and Azog. It's basically going for all his goblin heroes. Ooh, builder's dead now. Shelob, when used correctly, is actually very powerful. It's just you got to be a little bit careful with her because she's weak to pikes and she's pretty weak to archers as well. So you have to be cautious. Got lots of Dark Rangers there. With their new HD edition look as well, which I like. Very similar to the Swordsman look, but different at the same time. They have more of a padding look to them, of course. Actually, you can look at the side-by-side comparison there. They have brown cloaks, they have colored team cloaks, they have padding that's colored, they don't. So, and of course, once you get to armor, it's definitely more noticeable. Because I don't think Rangers have armor. No, they don't. Of course not. Oh, here we go. Oh no, the Corpse Rain. Brutal. And Romeo is really paying for clumping his army here against the Angmar forces of SrNahuel. Very good. The addition of sorcerers to an Angmar army is just brutal. And look at that, poison just killed all those rangers as well. And now Romeo's army is completely destroyed, except for the heroes on horseback. And they will flee to the north. MattysMirk is going to need some help here soon, I think. And SrNahuel is poised to do a lot of damage. We got tower guards out in the field. More Thillian Rangers. HD edition tower guards look great. Look at them. They're beautiful. Tower guards have one of the coolest looks, like, in the Lord of the Rings universe, I think. The design of the tower guards is so good. And she loves being sent over there. She took a lot of damage just for trampling over a couple of Ruler Spearmen, but she did manage to go over some sorcerers. Here comes the Goblins. There is the Fell Strength on the Goblin army. Fell Strength actually does a good amount of damage to Goblin warriors. It does damage as well as steeps the strength from them and buffs your own troops around you. So if you actually do Well of Souls and then hit them with Fell Strength a couple times, you can actually kill a lot of the Goblin warriors who are taking poison damage from the Well of Souls. and turn them all into barrel whites, which is quite nice. Good combo. You should definitely utilize if you are a budding Angmar player looking to play with some sorcerers. It works quite nicely. Well, looks like Romeo is stabilized here. He's not in any danger. So SrNahuel is going to need a new force to deal with that. See how his ally is faring here. Epsilon doesn't seem to have much of a force, to be honest. He's also being harassed by the Rohan heroes. There's a lot of horse heroes out in the field. Cab heroes is what they're called, of course. Horse heroes. They're not horses themselves, of course. Although they could be. I don't know. This sorcerer has Well of Souls equipped. You can tell what a sorcerer has equipped, of course, if you didn't know, by the color of the torch of the guy. If it's green, they have a Corpse Rain. If it's that color, purplish, they have Well of Souls. If it's blue, they have Soul Freeze. That's a good way to know what your opponent is about to cast on you. If you didn't know. There is Well of Souls in effect, turning a lot of guys into barrel whites, which is quite effective. Well of Souls is actually very, very powerful. It's like a mini Blight. Although sometimes actually makes more barrel whites than Blight does. Depending on how it's used, of course. Rise Up is poised to do good damage here. His rangers aren't going to do much damage, though, unfortunately. He has a lot of Dark Rangers, but none of them have any arrows. And Lurch is actually rampaging them. He should really target down Lurch with the rangers, since they're not going to do much otherwise. Or just have everybody target down Lurch real quick. Here's the Well of Souls. It does have very little amount of poison damage. Well of Souls poison damage is not huge. But it will tick down enough to turn people to barrel whites, especially with help. And there you go, just like that. Angmar has another army. They got good about Orc Summon. He's got barrel whites at his command, and he's also buffed them with the Fell Strength ability from the sorcerers. Which gives them that nice glow effect as well. Makes them all look like torch bugs or fireflies, depending on what you want to call them. It's a cool effect, though. MattysMirk seems to be going up here against Mario Sven. Looks like he's getting a good amount of kills. His Gore Kill is just about level 7. Shelob is level 7 now, so she has the Tunnel ability. Tunnel in 2.2, of course. Acts kind of like Undermine, so when she erupts out of the ground at a location like Undermine, she does damage as they go flying. Although I don't think it can destroy siege weapons. I'm not positive about that, though. But when she erupts out of the ground, she does damage to a little bit of damage to the units above her, which is pretty cool. Something I noticed 1.9 doesn't have, which is too bad. So I think it gives that ability a lot more oomph. Still a good ability, though. It's an escape ability, really, or even an attack ability. You could use it to go to any unshrouded location that you can see, which means completely across the map. So Mario Sven will be okay, though. He's got enough defense, and all that's here is just a few harassing heroes from Romeo up north. And they're getting out of there quickly. A couple sorcerers with Corpse Rain. Almost called it Fell Wind. That's not right at all. That's their 5 power point. Good to be used with it, but that's not what it is. Let's see who controls the signifier here. Romeo does. Speaking of signifiers, let's have a look at power points. Alright, MattysMirk has himself Wildman of Dunland, Scavenger, Cape Bats, watching at 12 power points. And his ally Romeo, another West player. Oh, unexpected. The ring has been dropped. Oh shit, that actually works. Sorry, I got distracted. Apparently you can use Tunnel with the ring and get it back to your base immediately. That's quite good. Didn't know that. Heal Rally Call, 5 power points for Romeo. SrNahuel, this player here, the Angmar player, has himself Felwind, Warchant 8 power points. quite a big force as well. Epsilon, his ally, has himself Wildman of Dunland. Warchant Creebine, 3 power points. Marcus Sven, rather. The middlemost player here has himself Rohan allies. Hobbit allies, what I call 2 power points. And of course we have summon orcs, Fellwind, Warchant, and 10 power points for this player here. Rise Up, the Angmar player. Shelob's doing quite well, actually. It's good to see a Shelob actually doing nicely. Oh no, that Fellwind's going to end Shelob's life. Morgamir and Hwaldar are going to chop her down, and there she goes. Sad day. Good old HD edition Hwaldar. Good stuff. Alright, so here we go. The Goblin army has been debuffed a bit. I know the Angmar army's been debuffed. I'm confused. Oh, the cave bats. Of course. Of course. So it looks like the Goblins will probably fail there. Meanwhile, we have an attack from Angmar here against the Men of the West. Looks like we got more sorcerer action. Ah, all those rangers died to poison. That is unfortunate. He's really having a tough time with this corpse rain. And his Dark Rangers are doing nicely. Looks like we do have upgrades on Romeo's army, though. So this Tower Guard's got the Forged Blades. Theoden's in there leading the charge, which is probably not wise against a bunch of spearmen, but he's keeping him in whole ground stance so he's not actually fighting, which is smart, because Theoden's just there for the leadership buff, which is something that happens often. Theoden's not very good at attacking, it's gotta be said, so just using him as basically a buff stick. Just stand there and just buff is fair. And it's a valid tactic. A couple of Middle West heroes running through the lands here. You need to be a little bit careful. Amor's almost dead. Comes the army of Isengard. Epsilon aiding his ally. Looks like he has Cripple Strike Eomer. So Eomer's going to fall here for sure. That's one less hero for Romeo. Ooh, we got Deathbringers out in the field now. And we got Drogoth, the Dragon Lord, for MattysMirk. Very nice. Of course, he has the ability to bring out a Fire Drake if he so desires as well, as he has the Dragon's Nest. So his best base is nicely set up. He could also get Sauron if he managed to save up 10 grand. I mean, he saved up 5 grand, so it's not unreasonable to think that he could save up 10 grand. Drogoth will be pretty good here, especially against the siege weapons, but he has to be careful of the Dark Rangers that apparently he doesn't even have. So he'd probably be fine. We have a Wildman summon there, although it did fail to do much of anything, it looks like. Killed off pretty quickly while the Black Numenorian is just sitting there. Black Numenorians cut them down quite easily. There we go, MattysMirk going for an attack here on Mario Sven. You might be able to get a couple buildings, but I don't think you get too much. As Mario Sven has... Ooh, we got Knights of Dol Amroth. That is the Knight of Dol Amroth look for the HD edition Rise of the Witch King. And you might recognize that from the Horse Lords. They decided to use the Horse Lords Knights of Dol Amroth for Rise of the Witch King HD edition, and I believe they changed their Age of the Ring one to something else. But it works nicely. You can definitely tell them at a distance. Their color, they take on whatever color that is. So any of the green part would be blue or whatever your team color is. Which is pretty cool. So they're very colorful. Unfortunately, not very good against Drogoth, turns out. So they will definitely want to get out of there. And siege weapons won't get very far without archer support either. I don't know what Rise Up's thinking here, but he's going to regret going in there if he does. Drogoth will ruin him. Oh shit, we had a this thing. Winter's Wrath from the Witch King's Sanctum. I believe it's called. Managed to take out a lot of Romeo's army, probably. We got Faramir on the field. We got Eomer. We got Aragorn. We got Theoden. Shit, we got Gandalf and Boromir and Eomer. He's got everybody, I think. He's literally got the hero squad. There's all the HD edition heroes if you haven't seen them before. They all look pretty good. Gandalf looks pretty cool as well. Where's Gandalf? Where is Gandalf? For I very much decided to speak with him. Please don't tell me Gandalf's already dead. Nope. There he is. Aragorn needs to be a bit careful. I do like Aragorn's armor though. Look at that. This guy's Return of the King armor. So cool. Which is one of his better looks in my opinion. Oh Jesus. We got a Blight. Blight against Goblins is this. Always, pretty much. I think MattysMirk might be in some trouble here. There's a huge army of Angmar and Men of the West attacking him with Barrow Whites in front. MattysMirk does have a lot of mountain giants, but I don't think it's going to be enough to save him. And he's also got these Spiderhole expansions. It's possible they might fend off this attack, especially since Romeo's on the way. And he's got the hero squad. Also, Romeo summoning the hobbits to try and save the day with that, using the Vial of Galadriel, causing fear among the ranks of the enemy, causing them to run quite far back. So the heroes are going to level up nicely. Boromir's got his horn almost back. Eomer's got all his abilities. Gandalf's getting a wizard blasts. Not too many good ones though, because he's still level 1 apparently. Boromir's almost level 5 already. Where's Aragorn? There he is. Aragorn gets leadership at level 4, so it doesn't really matter which one he gets experience with. Because, or leadership rift rather. Now this is not an engagement you want to be in with Angmar. He needs to get Morgmir out of there, although Morgmir is going to die from goblin poison. And unfortunate. Too many heroes for him to deal with. There's some long shots. Ooh, we got a Saruman. Very cool. What he will need to get out of there is there's a ton of units barreling down upon him. Actually, these Dark Rangers are going to get cut down as well. So he's trying to get some damage done with these ice catapults. The Troll Stone Throwers with the ice shot upgrades do quite a bit of damage to buildings. They're very good. Of course, any catapult with a fire upgrade does a lot of damage to buildings, but... or, in that case, ice upgrade. But it still does building damage, so it doesn't matter. Is she disguised as Rohirrim? Probably not. Looks like she's invisible, doesn't it? Is it just me? Is anyone invisible? Is it because she's using a disguise, but she doesn't have a... like a model in HD? I have no idea. Or maybe she's just invisible because she's a ghost to perform herself. I don't fucking know. Most people don't use a disguise. But she doesn't look disguised. So let's look away. Because I have no idea. I don't have the answer. Anyway, so SrNahuel is bringing forth another army. He's going to try another attack on Romeo here. Nobody's made enough ground to say anyone's winning over the other factions. Looks like a lot of damage was done to MattysMirk's base, though. So that is bad for him. We got each edition half-troll marauders and swordsmen. Ooh. Nasty! And the scavenger or Azog brigandage, either one. Getting him good money here. No, she wouldn't be disguised still. I wonder why she's translucent. Very unusual. Oh no, Marty Sven's Gandalf is all alone. He does have potential for a nice wizard blast here though. Oh, nice. Got him level 2. And he will pull him back to safety. Alright, the forces of the east are building quite nicely. There's an HD retexture of the Deathbringer if you haven't seen it. I still don't like the design of the Deathbringer, but at least they're in HD. I hope they get redone because, God, they're ugly. Who designed the helmet of the Deathbringer? I mean, look at it. It's ridiculous. But whatever. That's what we're used to, I suppose. Alright. And come Romeo's hero squad. What else does he need? Nothing. Fortunately for him, actually, he does have an army of tower guards and Athelians ready to assist. Alright, MattysMirk is pushing in a bit here. We got Witch King of Angmar. We got Rogash, which has an HD model as well, if you've never seen that before. So he looks pretty good. Also, his model isn't like 1 frame per second when he moves, so it's actually fixed as well, which is nice. So his animations are less choppy looking, which is always a problem. But no longer. Ooh. Imagine if that was Sauron. Oh wait, it might be Sauron. No, it's just darkness. Of course, you'd know if Sauron came out because you'd hear the music from Sauron playing, but I have music turned off and I add music in post. Because the game music has a tendency to play copyrighted music from Lord of the Rings movies. So I can't use it. And I have to make sure it uses its soundtrack that it's supposed to use. It's just ridiculous. But that also means I don't hear the music from like Sauron coming out and such. So I'd actually have to look myself. Oh, that's Amon Amarth died. Sad day. We got ice upgrades there. I like the ice upgrade on the Fortress of Angmar. Makes our fort looks cool. Cool. Ha. No. Okay. I didn't mean to be punny, but fucking hell. It happened. Alright, Romeo is under siege once again by the forces of Angmar. Although I don't feel like SrNahuel really sent much, to be fair. Not gonna get much done with just a couple of troll catapults, but he will actually get a farm at least. He's trying to get a few of these farms and lumber mills, shut him down a bit. Ah, and his ally Epsilon coming in here from the south. Oh, Gandalf has fallen. Oh no. Saruman remains though. Ah, Faramir's getting cut down. One thing Isengard does have is the ability to cut down heroes quite nicely. Between Lurtz, backstab from Saruman, or Wormtongue rather. Saruman's Thunderbolt is quite good, and the Deathbringers do a lot of damage to heroes. So those are all things you can utilize to try and take out hero squads. As Pinky calls it, Lurtz in the gang. It works. Trust me, it works. Alright, Rogash is leading the forces here. He's a big old troll. Alright, here comes the men of the west once again. Sven bringing forces some more nice at Amon Amarth with some Rohirrim. Looks like we have Drogoth once again out in the field. Ooh, we have Blight over here. Although no units are being targeted down, so no Barrow-wights are being made. Unless they die to poison. But it only affects the first 10 seconds of the spell effect, so after the first 10 seconds, any units that die to poison do not turn to Barrow-wights. That's how that works. In case you didn't know. Oh, Wormtongue not quite stealthing quick enough. He's cut down. Cut down! Oh, Theoden fallen! Theoden King has fallen! I was just gonna look at his shield too. Damn. Shit. Looks like Gorkill's out in the... Oh, Gorkill's level 9. Looks like he's gonna die though. Once he gets level 10, he can summon 3 fire drakes, which is pretty good. I wonder if he's gonna manage to get Sauron. Probably not. It'd be pretty difficult to save up 10 grand while fending off armies from the south. So it's highly unlikely that will be happening. There's Karsh as well, who does not have a HD edition model as of yet. Although I've seen it. And it looks good. Alright, Romeo sending his forces this way to help out his ally. He should be able to push back any invaders from here. Without too much trouble, I think. These tower guards look with armor upgrades. Glorious, of course. Just a good look at the Knights of Amon Amarth. If I had one complaint or suggestion, I'd make them look a little more Swan Knight-y, you know what I mean? They do have kind of a wing helmet, but I think more wing. I need more wing. I played a lot of Amon Amarth in Third Age Total War Divide and Conquer, so I'm very used to that Swan Knight feel of them. They look glorious in that. Not these look pretty good too, though, so I'm quite happy with these. Definitely a step up to the original, I think. The original Knights of Amon Amarth in this game were kind of at best. Kind of weird looking as well. If you really zoomed in on them. What was Karsh? Karsh is level 3. As he starts getting up there, his Chill Soul ability will start doing a lot more damage over time to enemies around him. Looks like he's dead though. Unfortunate for him. Looks like Romeo is starting to make some ground over here against Mario Sven. Although, if he's not careful, he's going to have a full-on Angmar army over there. Oh, we got Sauron out in the field, and we also have an Army of the Dead summon. I don't know which is worse, but I know which one I like better. Sauron could be fun. This Army of the Dead looks like it belongs to Mario Sven, as all the forces of Romeo are being killed by the Oathbreakers. Very neat. Alright, looks like MattysMirk has managed to save up for Sauron. His forces are rallying around him. And the Dark Lord will bring ruin. Of course, Sauron has Fires of Doom and Terrible Fury, which is fear. He doesn't summon Balrogs or cast Rain of Fire or any of that nonsense. Or at least not 3 Rains of Fires. And he doesn't have Word of Power. Which I wouldn't mind him having the Word of Power from 1.9, to be honest. I fucking love that shit. But he's not nearly as OP as he is in 1.09. Which is good. And bad. Depends on how you look at it. The ring heroes are kind of supposed to be like a fun thing, so... But you could still win against a ring hero in 2.02. In 1.09 it's... Well, not as easy. But I'm not really here to compare those two. Of course, they're completely separate entities. I like the fun factor of 1.9's Sauron, personally. I think it's cool. And the Word of Power is the coolest effect in the game, in my opinion. Orange Word of Power is sick. Sauron's still level 3. Drogoth's level 6, though. I think MattysMirk and Romeo are going to have some fun here as they're starting to invade the east, especially with Sauron support. Deathbringers don't stand a chance, and that's single alerts. Wormtongue though, Wormtongue can evade Sauron's eye apparently, but of course there is one thing: he's not at his base. And now the forces of the south are going to converge north. As MattysMirk is well aware, he's sending Sauron and the forces of Goblins back to try and defend. He's also summoning Balrog under his enemy. And that will do quite a bit of damage and kill a majority of the force that was just sent in here. Oh, and there's a dead trebuchet. I was just about to look at the HD edition trebuchet, but All we got to see was smoldering ruin. Well, of course, it's the same one that's using the Beef Me Too HD edition. As all these units are, except for the Rise of the Witch King special ones. There's the Hill Trolls. That really look sharp. Some people have referred to them as Ninja Turtles. I mean, that is how the Hill Trolls have always looked. I'm just saying. But they do need to get rid of the edges. As I will point out every time until they're gone. Unfortunately. My version won't be upgraded. Until it releases, so. Something I'll have to live with. Sauron needs to save his life. Oh, he's actually going to use that. Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Didn't kill all of them, though. Emergency fire brigade has been called. Try and put out some fires there. Sauron's being brought down by the Witch King. Oh no, Sauron's actually going to die. Knights of Dol Amroth and the Witch King and all the other guys that are there. That's right. Other guys. Try and bring him out. He's gonna bring brought down by the hobbits. Oh no, wouldn't that be disappointing? Even the littlest person can make the biggest difference. Or whatever the hell the line is. He does not want Sauron to get away. He's even summoning Wildman to try and stop him. Sauron's dead! Oh no! The Ring of Power has been dropped. And that's what I mean. Sauron is not completely OP to the point where you can't kill him. And down he goes. And the forces of Rise Up have claimed the ring. Can he get out of there with it? If he can, they can get their own Sauron. He'll have Sauron and the Witch King. What the combo. Looks like some damage is being done in the back of Romeo's base here. By some hill trolls. The arrow tower should bring him down. Before too much damage is done. Hopefully he saves his marketplace at least. It's a expensive building. Nice, he's actually got the ring out of there. Well, that was quite a weapon MattysMirk had. Now he no longer has it in his arsenal. And he may have to face a Sauron of his own, which could be bad. Let's see how much money Rise Up has. He almost has 10 grand already. And of course Angmar benefits from having the, I don't remember what it's called, but the Doompires basically for Angmar that gives you a decreased cost from your heroes. So he'll actually be 9 grand. And he'll have 9 grand in a second here. So we'll just watch this 9 grand disappear momentarily. And then we'll see a Sauron soon. Which will be exciting! He's also got Avalanche ready to go. So that's also exciting. A well-timed Sauron with Avalanche could be devastating to the Northern players, since that's who they seem to be focusing their hatred on. There you go, there goes 10 grand. Ish. And just like that, a new Sauron is born. Hey, look at this! This explains why he's not attacking the Eastern players. He's got a maze of walls. Amazing. This makes me proud. It's also scummy, but it's fine. When I build a wall, I usually don't go more than 1 layer. Just because it begins to get cheesy at that point. But I guess in this is fine, you know. Do what you gotta do to defend your base. This Karsh is level 2, not doing too well. Morgomir falls. Aragorn is cutting them down like wheat to the scythe. Aragorn's level 7, which is quite good. Looks like the forces of Angmar are being ravaged here. And Isengard as well. There's Deathbringers in there and such. Although most of the Isengard forces are just now arriving. And they could do some damage, especially to the Northwest heroes. You need to be a bit careful, like Boromir. Boromir's balls deep. He needs to use his horn. Use your Horn of Gondor! Why do you do these? Doesn't Horn of Gondor stop these? Pretty sure it does. I mean, they'd be much easier to kill if they were not attacking you back, you know what I mean? Alright, looks like Rise Up is moving in against MattysMirk. I think his full name is MattysMirk or something, but obviously you never see the full name because of Game Ranger limitations. Which is not something that T3A has, just saying. So it's kind of nice. I can actually use my full name, the Destroyer 001 on T3A, which is kind of cool. But it's a minor point, of course. But the biggest deal's just a thing. What was the Switch King? It's level 7 still. Oh shit! That's unfortunate. Moving around his army in a clump like that, he got hit by a firefly. It was quite painful. That'll make things much easier to clean up for MattysMirk. Now he's really got to take on the army of Mario Sven here. And there it is. Sauron has arrived, changing sides, and now it works for Angmar. There we go. Oh, there's the avalanche. A lot of damage there. Oh, can he bring down Drogoth? If you can bring down Drogoth, that'll be really all that MattysMirk has. Although, I think you should target the fort. And there is the HD edition trebuchet if you haven't seen one before. Has that upgraded wood texture. Looks pretty nice. Fire! Oh yeah. Ooh, cool. That is the Hour of the Witch King power. Resetting the abilities of Gorkil, looks like. I think MattysMirk is about to die here. Although, that said, Romeo has summoned the army of the dead. Let's hope he turned his Sauron around. Okay. They'll despawn by the time he gets there, I guess. Maybe. But it looks like Mario Sven's army has been obliterated, as well as Rise Up's army. So that's highly unfortunate for him. They did a lot of damage to his space, though. Although now is the time, it looks like, for SrNahuel to push in against Romeo. Oh! Oh, sad day. He should have said something in front of it. If the Fortress of Fire upgrades, then they'll just shoot the thing and blow it up. But he has brought a lot of trebuchets. So, troll stone throwers. Catapults, whatever you want to call them. They go by many names. But that will do a good amount of damage. He's splitting up his catapults, though, which is wise. Bombadil isn't particularly adept at killing catapults. So, he'll probably have time to take down most of it. Romeo did just use his rebuild on his ally. Keep that in mind, so... That's the thing. Where's Sauron? There he is. Looks like Sauron didn't go in. Wisely choosing not to. There's the Blight, killing a lot of Goblin warriors, turning them all to Barrow-wights. And here comes the Dragon 7. MattysMirk sending a Drake and a Dragon to defend his ally. I think his fort's going to go down. SrNahuel wisely splitting up his trebuchets. And they will definitely get this fort. This last one right here. The hero, or this one, I guess. Actually, it looked like it took two. There you go. Down goes Romeo's fort. Doesn't necessarily mean he's out of the game, but it's not good. Just put it that way. I don't know any other way to put it. It's not good, Jimmy. Not good. Does he even have a builder? I don't see any men of those builders, if I'm honest. I don't think he builds in his allies' base either. Oh dear. I think the northern team is about to bite the dust here. I'm not going to go down without a fight, though. There's a Balrog somewhere. There he is. He's sending Sauron after the Balrog. Sauron good against the Balrog? I don't actually know. I'm pretty sure I've seen him fight before, I just can't remember. Oh, we got Knights of Dol Amroth with their Charge of Glory. 50% damage, 100% armor. No force can slow this charge. It's basically Glorious Charge. But with a different name, of course. There we go. Very nice, very nice. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, Martisven's base is being ravaged. That is no doubt. Balrog being used as it should be, which is always nice. Although, where is he going? Balrog? Did he attack move everything? Because if you're going to walk all the way over there, you could use wings. I don't think he meant to move Balrog. Well, that's going to cost him the rest of his time remaining, pretty much. He might get one fire whip in. What the hell did he even hit with it? A fort? Okay. Romeo has been defeated. There you go. SrNahuel is pushed in, and it looks like he's been taken out by SrNahuel and Epsilon. And now they're converging in on MattysMirk, who stands alone. And I'm sure the forces of the south aren't going to let him sit back and get all the power points either. Although they might. Who knows? Although it doesn't look like they really brought enough troops to take out MattysMirk by himself. He's got Saruman, but still level 3. He's been level 3 for absolutely ages. Oh, he's going to go for the Wizard Blast or the Fireball. One of the two. There's a nice Wizard Blast. Still level 3. Oh, no. Azog is there, though. Wisely using the Fire Blast to get Azog away from him. But I don't know if it's going to be enough. Here we go. We got Sauron against the forces of the other Angmar player. Epsilon has been defeated. Epsilon left the game, apparently. So now SrNahuel has control of both teams over there. But it looks like he's running from Sauron. Witch King very wounded. I wonder if Witch King's Hour of the Witch King works on Sauron. Questions I do not have answers to. We got mines in there. That's something you gotta be careful of. Well, now that he's in control of Isengard's army, maybe he doesn't even know there's mines in their army's composition there. Because now he's probably attack moving everything, just trying to get things into position. Oh, nice! There's the Winter's Wrath ability. Killing a fair amount of Angmar troops. Oh boy. It's becoming a real mess. Well, MattysMirk's still alive now. And technically there's only one player on this side of the map. So I definitely say the advantage goes to the bottom left players. Since they have two teams. It's two separate players playing the teams. But that doesn't mean they'll win by any means. One player with two armies could actually win the game quite easily as well. If he's pretty good at it. Because it also allows you to control one army that's really good composition of both armies. So you could use like the Rangers of Angmar, the frontline troops of Isengard, like their pikemen or such, and their Deathbringers and all that good stuff. Although I don't know if you want to utilize too many Ballista rather, because they're not very good. I'd much rather have a Troll Stone Thrower than a Ballista any day. Ballista are just absolute trash. If there was one change I would want in this game, just make Ballista useful. That's all I want. It's such a minor point, but it's huge for Isengard. Against units, they are so bad. Even in mass. Which is sad. Drogoth is back out in the field. He's level 9. Oh, once he gets level 10, he gets Incinerate. That's fun. It's basically a mini Dragon Strike, which is always good to have on your side. As you might expect. Sauron's just about got his Fear ability back. Almost 75% back on the Fires of Doom ability. Just want to watch Sauron swat things. Send in Sauron. I also like how the Sauron has the glowy ring effect on his finger. It's pretty cool. He's clearly got the Ring of Power on. Oh, here we go. Oh, nice. That one swat made a lot of barrel whites. Blight is just causing havoc. Jesus. Amazing. Alright, MattysMirk going for the attack here. Drogoth being sent in. Drogoth's level 10. Nice. Lots of Bombadils here. Ruining everyone's fun. Gorkio's level 10. Drogoth's level 10. Ooh, boy. Oh, kill this. What are you doing? Oh, he just let a level 2 Knight of Dawn with get away. These level 5 Hatchworm Runners unfortunately not going to get away. They won't be able to outrun these Dark Numenorians. And of course Sauron is here now. He's probably waiting for them to clump up so he can use Incinerate on them. And I look forward to it. I feel like this Southern team should be doing a lot better than they are. Like, they have very little for the state they're in, you know what I mean? I'm asking a question to a person that can't answer me. You know what I'm saying? No? Yes? Okay. Great. Well, let's hope so. But he has Sauron, but it's like, where's the rest of your stuff? He should have the money and the means to have a lot. But he doesn't. Actually, Rise Up's economy is not great. I guess he is Angmar. No matter what, Angmar's economy is never great. And of course, late game, you don't benefit from Waldar's leadership bonus because you're not using thralls anymore. So that's the thing. But you should definitely focus on getting a full-on army. Marius Fen has very little as well. And it looks like the forces of Isengard are upon them. War is upon them whether they like it or not. Or wish it or not, rather. Just wait for Drogoth to use Incinerate. I feel like I'm going to miss it as soon as I look away. Ooh, sorry, I'm going to do Fires of Doom. Nope. Honestly, it'd be a waste. Fires of Doom on a bunch of Goblin Warriors isn't really that useful, to be honest. Because Fires of Doom takes a long time to recharge. Goblin Warriors come back very quickly. Oh, this Gandalf has fallen into shadow. Sad. Poor Gandalf. There is a Watcher Summon on the army of Angmar. I mean, the Sauron might need a Fires of Doom this. Whoa. I don't know how that happened. Got all tabbed randomly for no reason. Well, all those Goblin Warriors dead to poison. I'm not sure what the poison effect came from, though. I didn't see a blight, so I have no idea. Anyway, it looks like a... It's like Rise Up is just losing all... all momentum. Any and all momentum. He's probably focused on his base now. All of his heroes in the north are dying. Which is unfortunate for him, to say the least. Down goes one of the 3 Hall of the King's men. He does have Rogash, though, to take green lands. Unfortunately for him, there are no green lands around, so good luck with that, friends. He's bringing Sauron back. At least he hasn't lost Sauron. MattysMirk is still in a position of strength. He still can do a lot of damage. He just needs giant support, really, which he doesn't have currently. He's still yet to use Inferno. He does have Balrog support, though, which is probably a better kind of support. There goes the Fire Breath. I'm going to take out both these barracks. Also going to draw in the Knights of Dol Amroth. Actually seem to be doing quite a bit of damage to Balrog. He needs to ignite. Yep. I think he just killed his own Gorkill. Whoops. You can friendly fire with Balrog. There's the Army of the Dead to counter the Balrog. working as intended. There's also a dragon, though, and a worm. Army of the Dead is a good counter to level 25 summons. Power points, not level. I always say level. Doesn't make sense. Balrog technically can kill the Army of the Dead with his fire breath, but you have to time it right, you have to position it right, and usually it doesn't work too well. So, Army of the Dead usually triumphs over most 25-point powers that summon things. I don't think Dragon Fire kills him either? It might. I can't remember. It very well might, actually. But like I said, don't know. Looks like the Eastern player, SrNahuel, is starting to utilize a lot of Angmar Eisen combo here. Mostly Eisen, it looks like. Opting to go for much more Eisen-heavy armies instead of Angmar. Eisen have good upgraded troops, so that's fair. He's got a lot of Berserkers, though. They're not going to do very well. Berserkers will take a lot of guys down, but they're too fragile is the thing. They're good to throw in your army, though, as a mix, but not as a thing to solo down a battalion. Especially upgrade a battalion. There is the Fell Wind, throwing Rogash on his bottom. Sauron is still here, he's still got his Fire to Doom ready. Meanwhile, it looks like MattysMirk is sending a wave attack at Mario Sven. If you can get rid of Bombadil, he'll be okay. Bombadil gets a huge Sonic Song off, though. Could be deadly. Luckily, he has a lot of upgraded half-troll Marauders, and they're not taking a whole lot of damage from Tom Bombadil's Sonic Song. Half-troll Marauders, nasty looking. I love their Forged Blade effect. On the half-troll Marauder especially, it just looks cool. I've always thought. Oh, he's going to go for the fort here. This might be the end of Mario Sven. Drogoth, use Incinerate, for God's sakes. Actually, if he incinerates here he goes. Yeah, there you go. Got rid of one building, damaged the others there. Very nice. We got Dunad, those are Thillians. So there. Those are Dunad. Looks like Snowvine has been thrown down on Mario Sven's fortress. An avalanche being casted upon the Goblin army to finish it off there. Although it did finish off a few buildings here for Mario Sven as well. Didn't hurt the fortress of Mario Sven because it was snowbound. So good thing he did that before he did that, because that probably would have finished it off. Might have been. Maybe. I can't remember how much Avalanche does to a fort. Typical. Well, this Witch King's level 8, he has all his abilities. So he's ready for action. Currently, the way things are going, though, I think it's going to be Mario Sven at the end versus SrNahuel. Not Mario Sven. MattysMirk versus SrNahuel. Oh, we got 3 Fire Drakes on him. Is that a good counter to Shade of the Wolf? Let's find out. Oh, there's the Earthquake. Oh my god, it's a huge counter to Shade of the Wolf. Look at that. Fire Drakes ruined that Shade of the Wolf. Holy crap. Well, that was good. MattysMirk took that down with authority. Unfortunately, though, his base is in a bit of disrepair, and he probably should fix that. And there is the Fires of Doom. Completely obliterating the Goblin army once again. He just has Saurons. Like, where's the rest of your stuff? Build your farms back. Oh, God. I mean, look at SrNahuel. He's got so much land. He's got so much farms. His economy is booming. He's also taking this spot here. And then you have players like this who are just, like, sitting on 2 farms. They could expand. But they're not. Martis Fenn as well needs to expand his economy and get his troops out. They can't rely on Sauron alone, and that's like what they're doing right now. I realize they both been hit pretty hard recently though, so fair enough on them. But they do need to speed up the recovery time, I think, if they're going to keep up. Also might be relying too heavily on getting their heroes back. Probably where all the money's going. Has the Witch King been paralyzed? Or has he paralyzed someone else? Was he even fighting? There's the Hour of the Witch King. Oh, there's a marker right there. Witch King does get away though. Nice escape. Meanwhile, all this is going on though. There's a force building up here of Isengard troops waiting to assault the base. And MattysMirk is continuing his push on Marius Sven, and it looks like he will take the fortress. Down it goes. And Marius Sven will be out here in moments. Both of his builders remaining are right there as well. I don't think he's going to bother moving him. I'm sure he knows he's lost this match. Down they go. MattysMirk making sure they go down. And there he goes. He's deleting his buildings. And Marius Sven has been defeated. That leaves Rise Up alone against MattysMirk and SrNahuel. So there's actually one player from each team still alive, oddly enough. Not usually how things work out. But it is how it worked out this game. But I do think it'll be MattysMirk against SrNahuel at the end. I think Rise Up is going to cave in here shortly. As is, when Sauron dies, he's not going to have much. And even if he doesn't kill Sauron, he can get around Sauron. Goblins are kind of quick. Sauron is not. So if Sauron's away from his base, he can go for an attack. Although I do think he should probably focus on the Angmar Eisen player, as he clearly has the biggest advantage of everybody in the match. I mean, look at all the shit he has in his bases. He's got 2 forts, obviously, because he took control of the other one. He's also booming from Isengard's economy. So he's getting lumber mills as Angmar, which is always fucking the dream. But he does not, of course, get the Isengard powers. He still gets the Angmar power set. Which is quite alright, because Angmar's powers are quite nice. Angmar has one of the better power sets, in my opinion. They don't have any economy ones, but they do have really destructive powers. Like Blights and Avalanche and Shade of the Wolf. They'll have potential for high damage. You can also summon giants, which is pretty good. It's like Summon Ents, but they're giants. And you can take a fort with it if you're sneaky. Which is always good. Doesn't look like he has it though. Which is surprising considering how much damage and fighting has been going on here. Did Drogoth die at some point? He must have, because I don't see him. Well, that loss is not good for him. That's for sure. Looks like MattysMirk is going to try and get some of this land back. Get him out of the north. If he can do that successfully, then that would be good for him. I guess he's still utilizing Ballista even though he has troll catapults. Poor guy. SrNahuel, don't use Ballistas, for God's sakes. I mean, if he's going against buildings, they're not bad. Don't get me wrong. They're pretty good. Look at that. They didn't even kill Goblin Warriors. Terrible. You can't upgrade them. Oh, there we go. That got some kills. They are benefiting from darkness now, of course. Darkness is a pretty big buff. Wow, 2 of those drakes are dead. What is killing those drakes so quickly? Oh, they're ice archers in there. The Dark Rangers with ice arrows, that's what I'm looking for. So that tower is a well-placed tower with some archers. Hit it with Snowbind and it can't actually die, but it can still fire. Pretty strong. It's an invincible guard tower. Not invincible for long though, as the fire or worm has been summoned to take it down. Unfortunately for him, he's not targeting down the worm. Worm actually dies very quickly to Icer as well because it's a creature of fire. Fortunately, he's not really bothered about the worm. He would have saved the tower probably if he had focused the worm with archers. But oh well. It's just a battle tower. Alright. Let's see who has any big powers ready to go. SrNahuel, this player, has himself Shade of the Wolf and Blight ready to go. Rise Up, the Angmar playing in the south, has himself just Blight ready to go. MattysMirk has Balrog ready to go, looks like. So that could be quite destructive. He's also got Dragon ready to go as well. There's the Freezing Rain, there's the Blight. So all the goblins are debuffed and taking damage quite quickly. Oh, jeez. There's a lot of barrel lights. My god. I mean, after you do this, you're supposed to send him in to attack, but, okay, there it goes. If you don't want to send your army in, you can actually double-click on a barrel white, or click on a barrel white, press E, and it'll actually select all the barrel whites, and you can send those in that way, if you don't want to send everything in with Q. And that works for all units, of course. It selects the same kind of unit if you double-click on it, or you press E. I think you press E twice, actually. Select all units on the screen of the same type, maybe. Something like that. There's a lot of useful hotkeys you can learn. And I also have a video about it if you're curious on what those are in my tutorials playlist for helpful shit. I think it's good to know some of them. Like if you use Z or Z, you can plan out a route for stuff, which is pretty nice. I don't use it myself, but it can be quite useful if you want to plan an attack route for a thing or something. I'm sure a lot of good players, some good players probably use that. I don't know how many, because you can't actually see that part if someone's actually using it in a replay. Balrog and Dragon doing work here, though. SrNahuel's base is much less than it used to be. Let's actually look at SrNahuel's economy. It's not actually as much as I thought it would be. But the fortress of MattysMirk is going down. There's berserkers on the fortress. One of them left. There's also catapults. Blister, rather. I think MattysMirk is going to die here very shortly. SrNahuel is going for the kill. So all he has left is a very weakened fort and a fissure and a couple of rubble. So, yes. Now leave, of course, SrNahuel to face against Rise Up, and I think SrNahuel is in a much better position than Rise Up is to win this game. There you go. MattysMirk has been defeated, and now the two Angmar players will face off against each other. Of course, one of them controlling Eisen. Is he really going to try and go through this? I mean, there's a much quicker route. Why is it quicker, though? He is funneling his guys into a small area, though. This is unwise. Oh. And there you go. Fell wind into Wizard's Tower from the Isengard Fortress. Just one of the options he had available. Also, the Winter's Wrath from the Angmar Fortress. Fortunately, that one took a lot longer to get there. He got most of his guys out of there before that happened. But I don't think drilling through with his troops in the front was a particularly great idea. He should have sent the trebuchets first. And then followed up with that, I guess. If he's going to do that. Probably still would have got hit by it. Alright. Rise Up using his Freezing Rain. Looks like we have an Avalanche used. Oh, Jesus. That is a screen and a half. I don't know why it's pink, but I'm just going to get off this. Holy shit. Ugh. Jesus Christ, that was blinding. There we go. It's broken my game, everybody. Wonderful. Okay. Well, that is that replay. I would definitely say that the win obviously went to SrNahuel. It's pretty obvious. Also, he's the one who uploaded the replay, I think. So, or maybe he's not the one who uploaded the replay, but it was from his perspective. So yeah, he probably won that one. Yeah, definitely. He was in a much better position than Rise Up was, and I don't know why it ended like that, because obviously one of them quit and it just ended. My game is bugged for some reason now. So yeah, fun. Anyways, that was pretty enjoyable. There's a lot of action, and yeah, pretty back and forth, pretty stalematey for a lot of the time until some players got kicked out, and then went downhill from there from some other guys. Pretty good though. I enjoyed that. Always good to see a nice 2v2v2. And I hope you guys enjoyed that as well. So I'll see you guys in the next cast of the Rise of the Witch King, patch 2.2 version 6. See you all next time.